Coming up next on Bear News, we'll tell you who came to UNC to give advice to the business majors.
Many family and friends came to UNC last weekend, including attending the football game. Find out how the Bears did later on in sports.
And in weather, I'll let you know if we're keeping these sunny skies we've had all week heading into this weekend.
We've got all that and more on this episode of Bear News. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining us on Bear News. I'm Emily Carr.
And I'm Kristen Skovelich. On Tuesday, the Public Relations Technique class put together an event to raise awareness of the Higher Learning Commission, which will be coming to the university in spring of 2015. Students gathered on Turner Green to enjoy free food, music, and games at the Autumn Chiller. But more importantly, students were focused on creating awareness of HLC, the school's accreditation process. PR students ran a similar event last spring and plan on running events until the accreditation process begins in 2015. For more information on the HLC, go to www.unco.edu/HLC.
Every child's hero, American Furniture Warehouse CEO Jake Jabs. We all remember the commercials with Jabs showing us furniture in quite a unique way with tigers. Jabs came to the university to speak with business students about building a successful business. This included his ways to survive a recession and his 36 keys to business success. Now, what would a guy like Jake Jabs have to say about honesty in the business world?
Because, guys, in advertising, you got to be honest. You got to be honest. Keep that in mind. And today, particularly, it's more important than ever. If you're not honest in business, people can get on, they can blog you, they can say nasty things to you about Facebook, and Twitter, and Yelp, and on and on. So you got to be careful in business today to be very honest. If you're going into business today, think in terms, I'm going to open a business where people will recommend me. That's free.
This weekend, the university celebrated Candelaria Hall's 40th anniversary. Constructed in 1973, the concrete building is home to the university's communication and journalism schools, as well as many other departments of the school. It offered tours of the building, free breakfast, a look at the computer labs, and even a look inside our very own Bears studio.
Well, we've had some pretty nice weather throughout the last couple of days. Is this warm weather going to stick it out a little bit longer before the cold front moves in? Bear News meteorologist Paul Ford will let us know. Paul.
Well, I've got good news for you, Kristen. It does look warm, at least in the near future. Right now it's 54 degrees. It's quite mild out there, and the best part is we have calm winds out there. But the big story right now here over the nation is this cool air that's heading through the eastern plains right now. If you can see, we're seeing some 40s and 50s in the eastern plains right now, which is bringing a little bit of snow even in places like Ohio, which normally aren't getting that type of snow at this time of year. And as you can see right here, we've got some freeze warnings throughout the east as we head into 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. But coming up in weather, I'll give you your Colorado forecast. But back to Emily and Kristen.
Thanks, Paul. Coming up after the break, we'll tell you about a UNC student who put his college career on hold to live out his dreams.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back. One UNC student has quite the story to tell. Bear News reporter Becca Heath has the details on the student's adventure.
Jeff Zicker seems like an everyday student, hard at work, but this UNC musical theater major has one colorful past.
Keep your big, bright, beautiful world. I'm happy where I am, all alone. I got all I need, so read the stinking sign. Tell your big, bright, beautiful world. There's no teddy bears, unicorns, take your fucking fun.
Shrek the Musical on Broadway.
So my role in the show, what I ended up doing was I played one of the three pigs. I also played Papa Ogre and was an ensemble dancer. And then every Saturday for a two-show day, I was an understudy and alternate for Shrek. So I would play Shrek every other Saturday for a two-show day. And then I was also an understudy for Lord Farquaad. The Shrek costume itself weighed about 40 to 45 pounds. The makeup actually was a one-time use prosthetic, so it would encompass the entire face, and the only makeup, the actual makeup, went right around the eyes and the top of the lip. And it was so incredibly hot between the makeup and the costume. So we opened the tour in Anchorage, Alaska in October of 2012. We played 70 cities in 7 months in 43 different states between the United States and Canada. To be able to travel the country and do what you love at the exact same time and see the entire United States is the greatest gift on the face of the planet. And I think I was really lucky because Shrek is a show that's really, really fun. And no matter what kind of day you're having at the time, by the time you get to those final numbers and curtain call, you're just having a blast, and you stand on that stage and just go, I love my job.
So next time you see this student hard at work, be sure and ask him about his whirlwind Broadway experience. Reporting from Zoe's Cafe, this is Becca Heath reporting for Bear News.
Thanks, Becca. It sounds like Jeff Zicker had an amazing experience.
If you're looking to help out the Greeley community, well, then you may be interested in the Bears Pay It Forward program. UNC students and faculty can chip in by helping clean Greeley's parks, alleys, and yards this Saturday at 9 a.m., lasting until noon. No special tools are needed to join the cause. Just show up ready to work and help, and lunch will be provided. For more information, you can contact UNC Students Activities Office.
UNC student Alex Height will forever be remembered here at UNC by a memorial tree planting. Accompanying the tree is a plaque bearing his name on a bench placed near the Garden Theater. UNC faculty, students, and Height's family members gathered to commemorate former student Alex Height. His life was cut short due to the consequences of texting and driving. A faculty member from the audiology department, Pat McDonald, reached out to the family and orchestrated this event. His mother and father were in attendance and gave speeches in his honor.
We are here today to plant a memorial tree in memory of our son, Alexander Height, who was a student here at UNC when he was killed in an automobile accident earlier this year. Alex came here to UNC to make a fresh start in his college career. After a year of college out on the West Coast, Alex returned here to Colorado to regroup and found the audiology department here at UNC a perfect fit.
That we are not invincible, and that driving is a privilege. I kindly remind students that texting can wait. All right, Paul, well, we've had some really nice weather this week. Will it continue?
Well, it actually does look like going into this weekend, things are looking promising, but I'll let you know everything I know after the break. Welcome back to Bear News. I'm meteorologist Paul Ford. Right now, we're going to look at temperatures around the nation. Right now, we've got some 50s in Colorado, but if you head over to like the Minneapolis area, we're seeing some chilly air as we're in the 40s. But if you're in the West, and luckily in the West, you're in the 70s or above right now. Right now, though, in Colorado, we've got some 50s in the Front Range. If you head off to the mountains, actually, right now, we've got some temperatures in the 60s. If we look at the radar right now, we got a little bit of activity heading close to the Durango area, but it's pretty calm here in Colorado, meaning we've got no clouds. We have no overcast in Colorado. Right now, the high for today was around 54 degrees, which is just below average. And we're not quite at the record high of about 77 degrees that we reached about 40 years ago. Lows for tonight, we've got some 20-degree temperatures and some 30s around here. But if you head into the mountains right now, we've got some temperatures in the upper 20s. Forecast for tonight, we've got temperatures still almost around 50 degrees at about 7 o'clock, but we're going to have a dramatic twist as we head into about 7 o'clock in the morning, as it will drop down to 30 degrees. Tomorrow's forecast, though, we're back in the 60s, 66 degrees the high. Luckily, we've got some sun, some clear skies, and no wind. It's a perfect day tomorrow. As we head into Saturday and Sunday, we're going to stay in the 60s as we still have clear skies, and it will be a beautiful weekend for activities. And next week's forecast, though, we're going to get a little bit of rain and snow mix as we start the week. We're not 100% sure when this is going to happen, but we're going to see about some scattered snow showers as we head into Tuesday and into Wednesday. But luckily, as we get into Thursday and Friday, we're going to see some clearer skies, and it's going to get a little warmer as we're into the upper 40s, lower 50s. And that is everything I know. Now we're off to Rachel Turnock with the sports.
Thanks, Paul. After the break, one of our reporters went to volleyball practice to learn what it takes to be an effective player. Stay tuned. One of the most exciting parts about gearing up for a football game is what goes on before kickoff. Any clue as to what I'm talking about? One word: tailgating. Before the UNC football game last Saturday, many tailgating activities took place. The UNC cheerleading team advertised a Tips for Flips event. Every time a donation was received, the cheerleaders performed flips for the crowd. Also, $12 paid for a full meal catered by Old Chicago. The money donated was to help local breast cancer victims. The Graduate School and International Admissions set up a spot at tailgate to advertise and play ladder golf. UNC Student Radio contributed by adding a few jam sessions with it. Fans were welcomed to the tailgate with a giant balloon arch set up in the parking lot. The tailgating event took place because UC Davis came to town to take on the Bears for this Family and Friends weekend game. Just before kickoff, the first 500 students to arrive at Nottingham Field received a free chomp shirt. Different sizes were available and students had fun making the bear chomp. UNC also recognized that it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month by painting pink ribbons and coloring the midfield Northern Colorado sign pink. Game time arrived, and UC Davis was the only scoring team in the first half. Aggies quarterback Randy Wright throws a complete pass to Taylor Sloat for the first touchdown in the game. Wright does the same thing again near the end of the first quarter for a second touchdown. A field goal and one last touchdown in the first half from the Aggies would bring up the score 24-0 UC Davis. Halftime is over, and the Aggies didn't stop, scoring another touchdown and eventually having a 31-0 lead. The first point scored for UNC came from freshman Jamie Falloon for a field goal. Seth Labato found Dimitri Stimfel for a touchdown pass and another pass to Stephen Miller in the fourth. Final score for this one, UC Davis 34, UNC 18. Despite the loss, head coach Ernest Collins Jr. had inspiring and motivational words to say about it.
It's one of those things in life that it's a lesson to be learned. Like I said, you can't. If we all knew the lessons that we were going to have to learn in life before they were coming, we wouldn't learn them because we would divert them. We'd go other ways.
It's good to see some words of encouragement from Coach Collins. The Bears have a bye week this week and will host Montana State next Saturday at 1:40 p.m. The UNC volleyball team looked to keep their momentum going of the last home win to take the match against Northern Arizona University in Flagstaff last Thursday. Another 5-set match took place and the Bears won the first two. NAU rallied to win the third and fourth sets. Janae Vander Ploeg totaled 18 kills for the Lumberjacks and Taylor Stevens assisted 9 blocks. The Jacks did outblock the Bears 17-10, but UNC had a .210 hitting percentage over NAU's .188. That came from Kendra Cunningham and her 19 kills and Andrea Spastat below her with 18. Bears win the match out of 5 sets, 3-2. How well could the Bears keep this momentum going? They went to find that out in Cedar City, Utah against the Southern Utah Thunderbirds. UNC's offense took charge again, out-hitting the T-Birds with a .273 percentage versus the .22. Total team kills for the Bears came to 50, 12 of those from Brianna Strong, 11 from Cunningham, and 10 from Alyssa Wilson and Spastat. The Bears' defense also played a role, totaling 52 team digs. UNC swept Southern Utah to bring this victory to give them an overall record of 8-12 and 4 in the Big Sky. Montana State is their next matchup, which will be tonight at 7 p.m. at Butler Hancock. Just before the competition starts getting tough, the UNC basketball team hosted Bear Madness last Thursday with a night full of fun. It started off with the women's team doing a scrimmage against each other. After that, a 3-point contest happened, and it was the men's versus women's. UNC cheerleaders added a few flips of their own for the crowd. Men's basketball scrimmaged, and following that, well, check it out. This contestant made this half-court shot on his first try. Oh man, the men's basketball team sure loved that one as they went up to congratulate him. Then right after that, the big dunking contest. Tim Huskinson started things off with this monster dunk to get the crowd going and the bench going. Senior Derek Barton followed, and well, for all we know, he's been the biggest dunker. Look at this, he went under his leg, ball comes up, dunks it in, incredible. Freshman Anthony Johnson gets a little crazy or creative with this dunk by putting claws right in the paint to jump over him and make it. Then it's junior Tevin Sajhovic, and let's just say things got really interesting. He sets up for the dunk, ready to go for it. Then he takes his shirt off. Oh man, I'm sure the ladies loved that one. He missed that one, but managed to get a dunk of his own. This fun-filled night happens every year before basketball season and gives the Bears a chance to play without the pressure of a game. Have you ever wondered if there's some sort of technique to spike a ball in volleyball? What about serving or even blocking? Let's ask Bear News reporter Kyle O'Neill, shall we? I think Kyle will probably have to challenge her to another match.
Yeah, he did pretty good, though. Well, after the break, we'll tell you about some UNC students who got hypnotized.
Stick around, we'll be back in 60 seconds.
Do you believe in hypnosis? Well, Saturday night in honor of Friends and Family Weekend, the Incredible Boars Show attempted to make believers out of a packed UC ballrooms. Stell Plage and Daniel Rodriguez attended this paranormal demonstration for Bear News.
Whether it is in front of the troops in Afghanistan or college students, the Incredible Boars Show is always fascinating. His one-hour show thrilled the audience with emotion and humor. With only the power of suggestion, he made the 8 brave volunteers act in unexpected ways, such as dancing in a conga line or trying to revive an imaginary dead bird. The parents who came for Family and Friends Weekend were really impressed. The hypnotized students were still shocked after the show and had no memories of what had just happened.
Do you remember you put up your shirt in front of the audience? So good! No? Have you ever been hypnotized before?
No, I never have. Yeah.
No? And what it's like to be hypnotized? Do you feel like nothing, like sleeping, like?
I just, for the remainder of that time, I felt like I was just like sleeping, like I was in REM sleep. Like I had like random things happening, but it wasn't really like. I thought I was dreaming.
I just learned how to hypnotize. Think of me as a comedian who happens to present it through hypnosis. I'm not on stage to take advantage of people. I want you to walk away with a bunch of questions and find out what you can do with your own mind. Everybody's hypnotizable. Some people will take a little bit longer. Every hypnotist that you would see will pick in a stage environment a bunch of people, but some will be sent back. All it is a suggestion. We all react to suggestions. We're all based on what society tells us. I just take that information and pretty well pick on stereotypes. You may have seen me whisper something to them a little bit on off the microphone where the audience could hear. I was asking questions like, do you know who Randy Jackson is? If they don't know, they can't bring it up. When you watch television, there's a lot of bombarded information at you, and which you accept whether you realize it or not, and I tap into that. All of that information is in there, just a matter of bringing it up.
Even the most skeptical attendees did not remain convinced that hypnosis wasn't possible.
I think it's safe to say I will not be getting hypnotized anytime soon.
Oh, I agree. All right. Thanks for joining us this evening. We'll be back next week.
Until then, stay up to date on our Facebook page, Bear News 98. Be sure to like us.
Have a great week.
Thank you.